Starting the stream, starting the stream, starting the stream, starting the stream, starting the stream. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in a freaking welcome to QUICK-AMATION. No, I couldn't think of a better title. How are you all doing tonight? Hello, hello. What I'm going to be showing you today is the following thing. Robin Ward. Hello, Robin. How are you doing? Hang on, I'm trying to get the channel orientated. You all can see everything that I'm doing. Absolutely everything. 1 second. Yeah. No, damn it, Twitter. Oh, well, Twitter's sending it out with the original title from last night's Borderlands 2 stream. That's all right. That's all right. How are you doing, Robin? Guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be doing art. Arts and crafts. Put the chat down there. Hey, here we go. Aha, much better. There's a mirror of me everywhere. Now, what I'm going to be showing you today is basically everything that I've learned in animation so far using Richard Williams' expanded edition of the Animator Survival Kit. Yes, we're going to be starting out, and I'm intending this, by the way, for people who know nothing about animation. Absolutely nothing. Like me. So, birds of a feather together. Now, Robin, did you have another comment? Let's put it on the screen. I am good. You are goose? You are goose? What is a goose? I do not know. So let me show you exactly what I am working with. My tools, as it were, is Krita, a free downloadable program. Of course, it's a downloadable program. What programs aren't downloadable? Well, a few, but we can't talk about them. Anyway, we are set to frame rate at 24 frames per second. That means one drawing shown for every frame of animation that we do. And I have my little light pen, and I have a Huon tablet. I forget the model number because I'm an idiot that can't remember numbers whatsoever. I have my little glove. I have my other gloves, which I'll talk about in a second. So yeah, animation. What is it? It is the drawn performance. Yes, it's not just art. Not that simple. No. It is acting and it is art together. Which kind of explodes people's brains sometimes when they sit down, try and do it, and they say, "Why isn't this coming out as good? Why isn't it coming out as good? Why is my life gone so wrong?" Here's a few explanations as to why. First of all, mandatory. Get this book, the Richard Williams Expanded Edition, the Animator Survival Kit. You can get the hardback for about $50, so the paperback, like I have right here, used, runs from $20 to $25 thereabouts on Amazon. Let me check the comments real fast again. Hello again, Robin93. No new comments, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do here, this is a glass surface, and it's very prone to picking up goo and stuff like that. So what I do to get it from your hands, the oils and all that stuff you might have been touching, naughty parts. You, whoever's watching this in the future, I know you're thinking that. So, on goes the vinyl powder-free, very important glove, and then we have our microfiber little glove that comes with the tablet, so that way we don't scuff up and scratch our screen because I failed entirely to put the screen protector on. Now, we charged up our little electric pin right here, and we're going to start. What are we going to do? See, that's a very good question. Now, normally in animation, you have a script to work from. Script, storyboards, that sort of thing. We are doing it a la carte. Okay, cool, says Robin Ward. That's the only new comment. So, let's see here. Now, we could just do a bouncing ball. That is a cliche to the extreme. But let's be a little more interesting than that. So, when I was planning the stream, I was thinking to myself, why not use a character? Why not use a famous character? Why not, well, famous, but you know what I mean. Internet famous. You all know who Vivsy Pop is? Has Been Hotel, all that stuff. You know that stuff, right? Do you know the video, Inside of Every Demon There's a Rainbow, sort of thing? Jill Harris, lovely voice. Now, I was thinking about this one particular line that she gave, the character of Charlie in it. So, I was thinking. That sort of thing. Now, why don't we animate that, huh? Yeah! Very short. To dialogue from my brain. My memory, my Etch-a-Sketch brain. Let's see here. Okay, cool still. Look, I always make sure there aren't any comments that I missed. I draw on there. And here we go. Okay, so. Articulation. Let me give myself some articulation now here. what we want to do in animation is start with some keyframes. Yes, keyframes. I'll explain as I go. That way I can explain it to myself. Because quite frankly, I've never talked before. So cut me some slack there. The mouse is flashing at me. Battery's running low. Good thing I'm using this. So let's see here. So, let's think about performance. Because that's what you're doing. You're drawing like an actor. You're drawing an actor's performance. I'm trained in stage acting, so I've got the hand movements all going. So how would you say so, as in continue? So, move your hand thusly. So let's go with that. Some basic structure. And let's do, what do you think? We should do full body? I think we should do full body, because in the original Has-Been Hotel, it was not full body. It was, well, not very diplomatically said here, but crotch up, basically. So let's do that real fast. Make sure there aren't any comments. Some people telling Anime Freak, no, don't! Dude, what? Wait, about a bunny that is inside of a hat. What about a bunny? Later. We'll do that later. We'll do what I'm talking about right now. I don't want to get started off in side tangents. That happens to me way too much. And what we're going to be doing is a mix of straightforward animation, which is just animating on the fly, going where the wind takes you, that sort of thing. And then you have pose to pose, which is, it's a bit locked down. It's the opposite. You crank it down, like there are very specific actions at very specific times you have to hit. There's not as much flexibility between the keys. And what's a keyframe? Well, you know how you see in comics, a comic panel that is a snapshot of single instant in time? That's like Superman throwing a punch, and then you cut back, then the next panel is going to be the guy going, ah! Like so. That sort of thing. So you'd have a keyframe of the punch, the reaction, or at the same time. Let me draw that first pose I was talking about. This sort of so part right here. Give me a second. I'm getting a little bit better at my digital art, but bear with me. Here we go. Okay. So what do you think? Back a bit. I think back a bit. So like so. There we go. This is the line of action. I kind of did it backwards actually. You know what? There we go. Control Z to get rid of that. Start with the line of action. I got over enthusiastic and I started with the head. I tend to do that. It's a very bad habit of mine. So, head back just a little bit. So like that. So now in the original, she had her hands on her hips at this point, but I'm thinking more. This is an actor's preference right here. Let's see here. Shoulder, other shoulder, different sizes, different perspective. There we go. Crossbar, that is the shoulder line up to the neck where it intersects right here. There we go. I'm talking so interested in honey. So what hand should be doing that? The hand that's low down like that or up high like that? I'm thinking maybe up high. So like this. We got this action going on. Right, so put your hand up like that and then it's going to be coming around like that. Sort of a windmill sort of fashion. So here we go. Build the body. There we go. Down here. There we go. And then we have the elbow. Connect the elbow. There we go. And maybe, we need a hip. We need a hip. This is not going to be full body. I just realized I made that too small. We can change that though. I made it too small. Let us change the proportions a bit. There we go. This is digital after all. The huge advantage of digital art. You can just do that. You don't have to scrap the whole paper and do it again. There we go. Check on the comments. Always do that. If you're going to be a YouTuber, there's a quick tip that I've learned. There we go. There we go. Make that a little more clear. How's she standing? How's she standing? Knees in, I think. So draw the feet first. Where are the feet going to be? So the line of action, we're going to follow it logically throughout the entire body. So the foot should be down here, Vivian style. The legs are always freaking long as hell. Let's see here. There we go. Connect that all the way down. Not using the guided line tool right here because that's a bit of a cheat. So let's see here. Distance from the shoulder, use as a reference. Put the other foot right about here. There, a bit too large, that foot. Give me a second. There we go. So about that big. There we go. Follow a similar stance there. She has not shifted her weight to that leg yet. So here we go. The other hand on her hip down there. Elbow, let's say the elbow is tucked towards the back, like so. There we are. And then the forearm So there we are. So, there's going to be a lot of so's in this stream, aren't there? And so, onion skin, so you can see what you're doing previous game. I forgot to tick that box. I apologize for that one. There we are. There we go. Check this. Check them again. And so that's the keyframe. This is just keeping it all together. This is just the comic booking, if it were. Now, keyframing does not mean frame to frame to frame to frame. It's just the big beats. It's just the overall broad brushing. Like what I'm doing with the sketching right here to give you an idea where the body's going to be when we start actually drawing it in. That's basically what we're doing. I'm explaining this to myself a bit too much. Here, moving on. Next frame. So we got that. I was thinking that part, there's a crowd around her, but oh no. What if she starts off behind that desk for the news, and she comes around it, or maybe she's already around it, and then we pan around like that. Well, not pan. The camera moves like this, and she gets closer to the camera, and she comes to the camera like up close like that to the camera, and then pan back out again. So she's sort of like, your perspective is the camera. Here's the character like this, like that. See what I mean? Let's see here. So get her closing it. So she comes up. I was thinking about. I was thinking. So thinking maybe like this. So she comes up close to the camera like so. Much closer together. Maybe she's looking into the camera because she's being filmed in that scene. So like so. Keep that camera. She sort of has her shoulder up on her head, resting her head up a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's a bit too extreme. Let's see here. There we go. Much better. Her other shoulder's going to be way down here. Doing this a little out of order like I did before. That's okay. We're following our imagination right here. It's not for professional work. This is just for referencing. And so we have the hand going like this. The other hand. This is going to be, we have to draw the mitt, as it were. This is where the fingers are going to be contained. There we are. Thumb, a little bit of thumb. This just suggests everything for the time being. So the hand comes in like so. So the finger's going to be, the index finger's going to be way out here. The other finger's going to be, that is the pinky, you idiot. This is the sort of stuff I have to stop myself from doing, and why it takes me a little longer to draw things. So index finger all the way out like so. All the other fingers coming down, and this is the pinky over like this, so like so, maybe a little larger because it is closer in perspective. There we go. There we go. And this is just a gesture, an overall gist of everything. There we go. Thumb down like so. There we are. Always check that. So she has her other arm down here, like that. Let's establish the face here. Very confident face right here for Charlie. So here she's looking up slightly. Go back to the previous frame and establish that. So I was thinking, comes close to the camera. The next frame. Much closer to the camera, so we probably shouldn't even been drawing that like that. No, it's a little bit over. Advantage of digital. There we go. Comes a bit, drifts in a bit towards the camera, like so, like that. Her shoulders are barely on screen, like so. See what I mean? Play this out for a bit. There we go. There we go. Just an overall suggestion of what's going on. The next frame, she walks. We're just doing keys, not the actual passing positions and so forth. So now she's over here. Line of action. Like I say, gotta catch myself like this. So there we are. It's a bit thick for what I'm intending. That's what she said. Immature jokes. It's the internet. They expect that sort of thing. There we go. Let's see here. I wish I need to. I tried doing the condensing thing, but the whole USB, like having one window here, and so I could have the comments on screen all the time. But the USB thing went absolutely apeshit. So I'm not gonna question that. Save. Always save while you're working. Hit that little thing behind my head, the little floppy disk. Yes, that's what that image is. Back in my day when they actually had floppy disks. So let's see here. She had her hand up like this, and so sort of gesturing like this, just a little bit. Hand on hip on this side now. There we go. Leg big time forward. This leg bent. She's supporting most of her weight on there. That is too low. That's okay though. That's okay. We're not going to be using this skeleton frame to draw exactly. She's kind of bent over just a little bit. Yeah, bent over. Yeah, what am I doing? There we go. Bent over a bit. There we are. There we are. There we are. Give her a good strong crotch here. Don't make that joke! Not everything is sexual. So it's really stretched out right here. Doing our best to keep things in proportion, because if we don't get it right now, we're going to be in serious trouble. There we go. By the way, if you guys have any questions at all during the stream, feel free to ask. I will answer them. There we are. They don't even have to be about the stream. They can be like, how do you feel about cookies? I'll talk about how I feel about cookies. But at the moment, I'm going to talk about this. So I was thinking. Yes. This would be thinking. She's moving her hand out like this. There we go. Like so. There we are. Bigger hand. It's closer to the camera because it's out here, away from her body. Like that. Like there we go. And sort of like so. And then have a thicker line as it comes up from the wrist. Like so. There we are. Let's take down the frame rate all the way to 3 so we can see what we are doing exactly, and start at frame 4 because we're on 4. So from 1 to frame 4. Let's see what we've done so far. There we are. On this middle frame, we need to establish where her face is. Behind. So let's see here. Draw this as though her face is see-through. So we personally, us the artist, has a reference, like so. There we are. Okay. There we are. Checking on comments. Yes, I like that. So let's take a look. Turning her head, moving past the camera, coming back. There we go. Okay, so now we have our keys. Let's identify them as that. Key. 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 There we are. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. This is going to be very, very basic. So let me see here. This is where we figure out the chart. The chart, you say? Yes, the chart, I say. What is the chart, Anime Freak? What is the chart? What is its purpose? What does it do? It tells you everything. Absolutely everything, Anime Freak says. Really? Everything? Will it tell me the lottery numbers? I'm afraid not. It's only everything about this. But you said everything. You're getting off the subject. Yes, I am. So, now we want to see all the future frames. So we take the onion skin. We tell it to show us all the frames. All the frames, and now we have to discern where everything is. There we are. See where my cursor is going? We're following the movement that we want to set. So let's see here. I'm going to use the guided line for this. That way I can keep it consistent enough. So let me get a gist. So maybe yes. Yes. Yes, so like this. Following the head, I generally follow the head first. There we go. Alright, later on we'll do all the body parts, and let's get a better sense of the coming out part. There we go. There we are. Awesome. Shave that up just a little bit so we don't confuse it later down the line. There we are. Yeah, I like that. After all, it's just a guide. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not for judgment. The judgingness of judgers online. Judging Judgers. Starring Matt Hayworth. I have to sleep. Oh, Robin Ward. No, don't sleep. Sleep is where the dreams come from. You'll get lost in there with such fantastic ones that I'm sure you have. There we go. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically what I do when I do animation. You see, look. See what I mean? See the flow going on? The flow. And now we must discern the timing. What the time? We already did the timing. The timing is the keyframes, you idiot. Learn the book. Learn the book. Always learn the book. Welcome to my live stream where I ramble on and on and on while I try and attempt to vaguely teach people what to do. So here we are. Go back to the frames and the charts here. So we have our first key right there. And then we go back and establish our second key down here using black lines for that. So here we are. Big black line to keep track of this particular keyframe. And then the final one at the end, like this. Yes. Okay. So now what do? We add our extremes. What is an extreme, you say? An extreme is where you have any change, like the passing positions on a walk, where the character is transitioning from one action to another. Sort of like an extreme of me reacting be like so. You know what I mean? Sort of like the exaggerated take, that sort of thing. And then come back. That sort of thing. Let's see here. We're going to work out our timing first, though. So let's see here for our extremes. Yes. No, wait. A little closer. She's going to come down a bit. Forward. Not even spacing. Start off with even, then cushion in a bit. So we got 5 right there. And so she's going to be walking. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Little bit, one more right here and here to sort of ease into it very slowly. Ease into it right there. I am so not going to win a teacher's award. I am fairly certain of that. So next, she's going to be passing from that position with her hand up to the position where she's moving past the camera with her back of her head towards us. So here we are. Forward, side, camera is moving now. There we go. Like so. And a little bit more even. Like so. All the way up to this one where she eases in just a little bit as she's stopping, slowing down, and so forth. So, now what do? We count up the extremes we've established, that we've imagined, and we put that number of frames in between the keys. So, first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had 11 to the right in this. Keyframe, multiple keyframes. It's my default of 30, so add 11 to the right of that key. There we are. So the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 right there. Keyframes, multiple keyframes. Add 6 with the timing of 1. And the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in between extremes for this. There we go. We're not even close to in-betweens yet. We haven't even drawn our extremes yet. So 8. There we go. There we are. So now we can actually start drawing. Any comments? Nope. Okay. 1 second. Make our chart layer very, very extreme so it doesn't distract us from drawing. There we are. What I like to do is go into the center of the of these and draw in the absolute middle drawing. Let's establish the onion skin to show us that. Here we are. And so we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there where the index finger is. She's getting a little closer to the camera, and we need to select the original color so we don't confuse ourselves. So line of action about here, lower down because she's closer and we're seeing less of her body. And a larger head here, like so. And she had this hand up, and so she's moving her shoulders down, like so. I do this when I'm by myself, like all the time. Shoulder down. She's trying to bring this arm up. No, that's the wrong scale. I did that wrong scale. There we go. Shoulder up. Sort of down. Bringing it over. Trying to describe the movement of the shoulder here. Not all that successfully. But here we are. Trying it anyway. There we are. A little bit. There we go. Like so. Put that in the wrong position, didn't I? Yep, I did. Because the hand is going up. Like this. To come into this finger up holding position. Like so. There we are. So, to establish the body. Trying to keep it the same proportion as we established earlier. That is, we saw. Anime Freak, do you confuse yourself very often? Yes! A lot I confuse myself. Amazing amounts of confusion for Anime Freak. I'm spitting on my screen here. That's bad. This is a drawing surface. Always keep your microfiber cloth handy at times like these. I am not used to doing this while talking at all. In fact, I don't even listen to music while I do this. I unplug. I listen to nothing but the sound of silence. Not the song, but just silence itself. Quiet, wonderful silence. Allow me to break it horrifically to say that I drew that just a little bit off. There we go. And so her hand was up here. She did this action, and now she's making it fall down. Like so. Squashing and stretching the round palm that I'm using for her hand to indicate going down. How else do I indicate down? Establish the elbow back here. There we are. And curve it that way. So the arms are sort of passing each other, like so. Like so. So, let me act this out entirely. So, I was thinking like that. There we go. And let's establish where she's looking. She has her head up like this during the so part. Then she comes down like so. She should be like this. There we go. And skip her legs for the time being. Don't skip her legs! Anything but the legs. Don't skip those, Anime Freak! There we are. And that's established. Okay, moving on to the next one. We need to get our... There we go. Next frame. Next in between. Between this extreme, where she has her finger up, this key, and the next key where she is passing by the camera thusly. I just realized I have a mirror in front of me. I can see my hair cowlick just standing up like that. I have a horn. Dear God. Not a horn. People are going to call me horny. Let's see here. Over here. I'm not nervous. What are you talking about? Anime Freak doesn't get nervous. He gets extremely nervous. Let's see here. Speaking of extremes, we have one right here. I can feel roughness on the screen from where I've spit on it by accident. So you can see her face coming into the side. So this is a side view of her face. Very, very close. The facial lines for her bridge of nose. And the eye line side. So there we are. She gets closer to the other side. There we go. Okay. Now this middle, this extreme. Did I count that right? I think I counted that right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, third one. No, I didn't. I didn't count it right. Good thing I checked. Position the center of the head over the third one where it is. Fourth one, sorry. How about there instead of where we had it before? Perfect. All right. So now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Line of action. Larger head than the final key. There we go. She's sort of twisting herself a little bit. So larger shoulder here. Smaller shoulder here. Like so. There we go. Her bottom. Her bottom. That is how it shall be pronounced from now on. Her bottom. That way it doesn't sound sexual. Her bottom. What part is that? It's her bottom. Did you not learn this in anatomy? I did. Though I may have learned it wrong. There we are. By the way, I checked on my my decibelometer, a real one that I have. I'm officially louder than Markiplier. That explains why I get all the letters from the neighbors. Yes, I even do the Indiana Jones theme when I'm drawing. I don't know why I do that. I don't have an answer for you for that one. There we go. And so she is twisting her body around. She is supporting herself on this leg on the other side, like so. Like that. And she is attempting to bring her leg around here. So this one is going to be bent like that because she's lifting her leg. Is going to be turning herself from here to here. There we go. So where are her hands? She's going to be moving this hand to her hip. Be like this. There we go. By the way, how's this going for all of you? I'm combining my animation practice with live streaming. Maybe something I'll never do again. Depends on how you feel about it. Let me know in the comments down below. And she's moving her hand up. This hand previously was raised up. So she still has it more or less here. But it needs to be smaller because I drew that the wrong scale. It's way further away from her body. The elbow is closer. It's relatively the same size as the shoulder. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. So, let us run that. Right click. Set in time. Save. There's going to be a lot of judder on this, so you have to use your imagination. Not so bad. No, I didn't go to college. Does it show? Yeah. Does it show? Does it show, he asks. Still has that. Hand is going off, and it's going to be going under the camera. Watch my hand. His hand's up like this, and so she's lowering it under the camera. It's going to be disappearing sort of conically like that. There we go. It's going to be way closer to the hands. It's going to be way larger. Maybe she's dropped her index finger or raised the rest of her fingers to do that motion, that sweeping motion. Keep track of her index finger. I'm forgetting my basic anatomy as I draw. thusly. There we are. Sort of like that. Moving it there. There we go. Shoulder. The shoulder is going to be moving across. That's going to be a passing position, though. We're not there yet. Although we could actually call it an extreme and add frames later. Yeah. So between this green shoulder here, and I'm seeing too many. Previous frame. There we go. I'm seeing the proper amount of frames. Let's save. Always save. You never know when your program's going to crash. So shoulder is passing over in an arc. Always an arc. Never a straight line. Always an arc. This gives fluidity. I don't want to just recycle information from the book, but you'll see what I mean when we get to that point. See what I mean? Big shoulder. Slightly higher up. You see what I mean by the arc? There we go. And so we need a head that is in between the sizes of these two keys. There we go. Thusly, I erase some of our shoulder. So here goes the hand underneath the camera down here. Palms being like that. So we're just drawing the edge of the palm right here that guides the thumb. Thusly. Very important to remember. I'll forget it. There we are. So maybe her gaze is lingers a little bit on the audience. So maybe like this for her head. And then like so in between the other line points. Eye line points like this. So who said I sucks ya? Oh, Sunflower! I'm so sorry. I got obsessed just drawing. Hello, Sunflower Zero. Hi, Anime Freak. Legs. Sonic MLP fan. Hello. Hello, you see yourselves on there. How are you? Sorry about that. I experimented with trying to get both of these on the screen at the same time, and the USB did not like that. It screwed with the way the pen worked. There we go. My poor little Windows OS. Why don't I know programming? Because I'm an idiot. That's why. You know what? LMO, it's okay. Okay. I'll check back more often. I've got a big ass clock here. Okay, I'll check on that. So what we're doing is we're basically doing a reanimation. Oh, hey, how are you? I am fine. We're basically doing a reanimation from Has Been Hotel. Just very, very loose. Very, very loose. This is mainly just practice that I'm integrating into live stream form. I'm not used to talking about this. You good, mate, says Sonic MLP fan. There we go. To people who are just listening. There we go. So we got that going. Okay, let me show you what we've done so far, guys. Save. Always save before you hit the play thing. Here we go. Let's up this to 6 frames per second, because once we get into the extremes, we can start doing that, because there's enough frames to get an idea. So, imagination time. Here we go. I got to work on that. So go back in these passing positions here. They are not far enough apart. So how do we fix that? Like so, a little more up. Let me make this down a bit more. Then this is the one that screwed us over. You just see the previous one. So there we go. Shoulder. Because like I said earlier, arcs. Down, over, and the turn right here. Just need to see the previous frame and the one that we're going to. Anybody there? LMO, it's dancing. Yay, dancing! Sunflower Zero says. Indeed, the yay. Here we go. So let's see here from that frame to this frame. A bit more like so for the shoulder. We'll start with that. Rising up a bit for the head. Because she's taking a step as she moves past the camera. The camera is not flying. The camera is not moving. It's basically a camera on a gimbal that's rotating like on a swivel chair like this. So it's following her progress like this, comes towards the camera like that, and then sort of stops for a second, and then follows her over there and like that. There we go. Okay. Right before there we go. Yes. Yes, and her shoulders coming out invisible like so. I am not the perfect artist that I should be. How are you guys doing? There we are. So her hand passed under the camera, so it comes back into frame momentarily here to remind people that it is there. Just the very edge, like so. That's visible right there, right there. Still the thumb side, so just put that there, sort of suggest that. Now the actual cleanup work of putting in all the details and making it the character that we're thinking of probably won't get that far. That would probably take a week, somewhere around there. Not even colorizing it, just getting the lines right. So we'll just be doing the overall gist, as it were, the sketching. So she's turning her head, slightly transparent, like so. That line is actually more confusing because I am not being quiet while I'm doing this, so let's eliminate that. Just keep it blank, that way we know to draw the back of the head. There we go. Like so. A little bit of squash going on in there. Checking on the chat once more. Feel free to have any questions. So we have the other shoulder way over here. That's not really appropriate now because of what we did in the previous frame. So there we are. Let me know if you can't hear me or anything like that. You want me to speak up. A little bit larger in the shoulder here. And now we have the full on like this. There we go. Check again. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And goes off camera again. So let's see here. You draw this shoulder for reference. All the way down. Let's continue these to complete the form. There we go. So let's play that. There we go. In fact, let's just show these frames real fast. Let me just show these frames. Come on. Here we go. Start time. There we go. In time. Like I said, it was messing with the USB. There we go. See what I mean? There we go. What do you all think of that? Any advice for beginners? They've been framed, says Sunflowers here. Any advice for Sonic MLP fan? 2 huge bits of advice. 1, get this book. I'm going to show it to you as close as I can without the thing going out of focus. The Richard Williams Expanded Animation Survival Kit. The Animator Survival Kit. Sorry, I said that wrong. You see in the back there? This is the guy who did Roger Rabbit, by the way. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? This is the guy who did the animation on that. His life story is amazing. His work is even more so. I really recommend that book. You have this book, you learn this book, you digest this book, you can do anything. And so my other piece of advice is life drawing. Stop drawing anime. You stop that. You draw life. Why? You need to know where all the bits are. You need to know how to do everything as realistically as possible so you can pull back into a style. Remember, stylization is a pullback from reality. It is a simplification. And if you know how stuff is put together, the easier it will be for you to simplify it. So you follow me on that one? Hope so. Let me know. Where the book? Where do you get the book? Oh, Amazon. The hardcover is $50, but used, the paperback can be $20 to $25. I got mine for $25 at a used bookstore. Chance encounter with this book changed my life entirely. Wonderful little book. If you want a YouTube example, Google the Animator's Survival Kit Animated. You'll see some videos on there. I'll give you a gist as to what the the book is talking about. You'll get a huge sense. In fact, he animated this cover on this logo on the cover. His studio animated that. Took him 9 months to do. Worth looking at. Yes, I follow, says both of my viewers, Sunflower and Sonic MLP fan, respectfully. So, back to what our little focus is right here. So we'll go back to this in-between extreme right here. Let me see here. Did I do that enough times? Let me see here. Oh, yeah, I did. So in between this one, which we established is the third one. So third from the last one. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in between here, I'm going to start with the head so I don't keep track, so I don't lose track of the proportions therein. There we go. And I know how some of you feel when people say stop drawing anime. They're saying that to help you. And the reason that it is that anime style is designed to be simplistic. Remember, those people have to churn out an episode every week. That's a lot. That's a lot. They need a simplistic style to work with. They're doing everything a la Disney. It would never happen. You know what I mean? I mean, they're like, if everything was Akira, nothing would ever get done. That sort of thing. There we go. Those 2 bits of advice helped me so much. I started life drawing from photos because I can't hire anyone to come to my apartment. I can't even convince someone to come to an apartment of their own free will, let alone with money. Now, let's see here. Okay. Here we are. Sounding creepy. Incredibly creepy doing that. Let's make that look a little larger than it is by hollowing out the center. By the way, that does work. You can make stuff look larger by having a hollow in the center. It's an optical illusion. Let's see here. We established the line of motion right here. She is turning her hip. She's turning that leg over. So how high off the ground is she turning that? Not very high. So that means the knee is following this arc right here. So right about here. So let's have the foot be sort of turning back to reach that spot. You know what I mean? Like so. The whole shin comes down here. She's already made contact at this point. Like that. There we go. There we are. So the shin is sort of like that. We'll do this for reference. The perspective there. Vanishing away. And then we have the same distance. And then the knee. Oh, I drew the knee way too small. Maybe I drew it the right size. Oh, yeah, I did. There we go. There we go. There we go. The butum, as it were. Like so. That does not look right because I am doing this while talking and I don't have a specific reference in mind. I didn't sit down and sketch this for a few sketches physically on paper. There we go. That's what I usually do. What I usually do, by the way, when I'm doing this digitally, is I take paper, a little light board, which you can get online too as well, and so you can see what you're doing, sort of a tracing board. And then I sketch out everything I'm going to do. Then I have this little book holder right here. I put all my drawn keyframes right there. And so I can just go, yeah, copy what that is right there. Next, copy what that is right there. There we go. And then I can flow through. That's how I did the Alistair animation. You remember the Alistair animation that I did on my channel? If you haven't, go see it. You'll see what I'm talking about. That took 2 months of work. Put that in perspective. By myself, that took 2 months of work. So animation takes the longest time. This is a quote from Richard Williams. Animation takes the longest amount of time, the most effort, the most money, but the trade-off is that you get to play God. You can do anything you can imagine and draw in animation. That is the secret to its success, is that it can do anything. Which is why modern animated films piss me off so much. You have this CGI animation tool that can keep track of all the perspective, all the locations of everything on frame, and you just film it like a live action film. Why even animate it that way? You know what I mean? That sort of thing. That's what pisses me off about modern Disney, is that they're like, you have all the technology, you do everything Walt Disney dreamed of bringing to screen, and what do? You make it look like Inception, which was nice, but move on. Move on. Do something no one's ever seen before. Have angles that fly around. There isn't a camera. You don't have to worry about the position of the camera. You can put it wherever you want. You can go in someone's eye and into their mind and show what they're thinking and then pull back out, turn, and then go into the other person's mind and show what they're thinking about. Like they did in Inside Out. That's part of what made that movie so nice, is that they actually had some cinematography inside of it. Sorry, I swore. So I got on a tangent. So where was I? Okay, now she's supporting herself on there. There we go. She's not breaking down her knee. That's what... Oh. I saw that. You all probably saw that long before I did. The knee was in the wrong place. There we go. There we go. The knee's breaking down there. Okay. So can people break bend a knee and stand on one leg? Yes, they can. So have that leg being bended up like so, coming from here. So what would the transition be? Be about right here. So like that to make a bend, because this will be a slight blur. Like so, because it was standing right down here until she got her leg up like that. There we are. This will be very fast, like a little flick of the leg sort of thing. There we are. Sunflower Zero, pretty sure they did that to get attention because it was a terrible Sonic trailer. I know, right, says MLP fan. Oh, I missed a few. Oh my. Walt Disney would cry a river, says Sunflower Zero. He would cry out a new Nile River. Sonic MLP fan, cough, hack, Sonic live action, cough, hack. Oh, I know, that's unfortunate. That movie's unfortunate. LMO, Sunflower Zero, I'm pretty sure they did that to get attention because it was a terrible Sonic trailer. There we are. I know, right, Sunflower Zero. Yeah, there we are. I'm caught up in the conversation, guys. Okay, so back to this real fast. There we go. And since that leg is flicking, the other shoulder is flicking because we move the other shoulder in opposite. Like, for instance, if you're moving your right leg, you'd be moving your left shoulder in response. Why? Because that is how our body distributes weight and moves. If you know what I mean. Like, if you try walking while moving that leg and that arm at the same time, you walk like a Cyberman from Doctor Who. This dun, 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 dun. People walking naturally. Right leg forward, left shoulder back, left leg forward, right shoulder back. Observation. Observation is key. There we are. Now let's see if I can do it. And see this shoulder over here. Follow an arc going up, like so. And so we have, there we go. Establish the torso chest, if you will follow me there. There we go. Sort of make it look caved in right there. And so that arm needs to be moving up towards this shoulder right here. Here to here. So let's do it like this. Shoulder is back. The hand needs to follow like this to the hip. So there we go. But don't break the proportions there. Unless you're going for a very, very fast motion. In which case you can break proportions. That is what a smear frame is. Let's see here. More comments. Sunflower Zero. Can I just call you Zero? I'm just going to call you Zero. It's all about marketing with them and trying to get people's attention. Spam focus in within attention span focus in within seconds. Sunflower Zero. Make her Fortnite dance. Lol. I can't quite do that. I'm not quite at dancing like that. I would have to like actually watch that multiple times before I got a sense of that's it. He want orange justice. Orange justice, huh? Orange justice? What does that mean? What does orange justice mean? So the other arm is like this, and so it's coming forward, and the elbow moves forward. Why? Because she's doing that. She's flinging her arm out. Not just bringing it forward like so, but flinging it out. So elbow out. From here to here, like that. So the arm is going to be back behind there, like so. Bring it like that. See what I mean? Like that. A little bit more like that. A bit higher up, but then again, we're drawing behind the skeleton, and that's a bad idea because you will start just having a blue blob there. By the way, I draw in blue so that I don't get confused with the black lines later on that I use for the final product. There we go. My skeleton people. My skeleton people. There we go. Troll, do you remember me? I've been watching since the Doki Doki live streams. Hello, Troll. How you doing? Piffed. XD. You put the left leg in. You put your left leg out. And you shake it all about. I actually think about... I never did the hokey pokey as a kid. It was always something different and slightly racist because I was raised in a hick town. I'm sorry, Rockportians, but it's a hick town. It really is. All right? I'm not going to go into details, but... Ha! That sort of thing. So, we have that one, and now we need to establish this one. Okay, from this keyframe... Not keyframe, but this in extreme, so it's the fifth one in. So from this one, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So from here, 1, 2, 3. Right here. She's way closer. Line of action. Don't forget the line of action. Sort of coming on in. There we go. Larger head than the previous frame. Might be a bit much, so let's pull it back. There we go. There we go. You all have a nice civil conversation. Not trolls there. I'm glad you didn't do the hokey pokey. So Zero says. Oh my. Why? Is it associated with something horrible these days? Probably. Knowing the internet these days, it is. Now, I forgot to give that a reference. So the other shoulder is staying... So she has that. So this shoulder is going to be coming up just a little bit on its way down. Probably not the best description of that. There we go. Still has her shoulder coming up a bit. Like so. But the arm is coming up mostly. So like so. Oh, no. No. This is the opposing step. Opposing step. She's moving her right leg forward. Her other arm... Her right leg's coming forward on the left leg, stupid. So I get my left and my right confused. This shoulder comes forward. This shoulder comes back. This leg goes forward. There we go. There, I think I explained that. You failed utterly, anime freak! Ha 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 ha! I laugh at your failure! MLP and turn yourself all about. That's what it's all about. XD. Lol, no, it's kind of annoying. As a kid, I was embarrassed every second of the way. Oh, embarrassing childhood secrets. Yeah. Very funny, very funny. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. By the way, can you guys tell that I'm jealous of Vivian Medrano? I am. She went to animation school. She was taught by people who talked to her. I have a book. The book doesn't talk back. Harry Potter lied. That's what... Actually, the book did start to talk back to me and start telling me about things at Hogwarts that happened 50 years ago. I might just throw the book into a vat of concrete. I might be tempted to do that. I don't have anything that can destroy a Horcrux. Spoilers. There we go. So like that. A little bit larger on this shoulder right here. There we go. I think we failed with that shoulder line. There we go. Perspective is changing. That's not a good thing. So head. Let's have her head be up a little bit more as the arm comes up as well. So right about here. Here's the hand. Here's the other hand. So like so. Try and gauge the proportions on the hand. Maybe have all the fingers down, like so. There we go. Just overall gist, like we said before. Doesn't have to be perfect, because we're doing that later on. Where's the elbow going to be? The elbow is... Wait a minute. Oh, the elbow is in front. That's right, like this. That's right, that's right. How did I forget that one? Because you did, anime freak. So right about here, your elbow is typically even with the beginning of your rib cage, by the way, anatomically speaking. This part, when at rest, is at the beginning of your rib cage. So it should be the beginning of this rib cage that we've drawn for her. There's a reference for you. Animation school, more like Debt House. Indeed, very expensive. Sunflower Zero. I love animation, but to be in art school, it would take a lot of greenbacks. Indeed. Vivian Madrano, you did that in New York. 1, you must be rich. Like, I know relatively rich, but still, you must be way richer than me. I have a 1-bedroom apartment. I can barely afford to feed my cats, let alone me. How am I still fat? But, yeah, I don't have money for that. I got a book. I have a book. I looked up how much that same college course that she took would have cost. It was like somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000. You know, that's not even factoring in moving to New York or the state, not city, but to moving there and getting a place and changing my life and stuff like that. I don't have the time for that kind of stress, damn it. Here we go. By the way, I am making an animated show. I'll show you some of the stuff I was working on for that in a bit. If you guys hang around to the end of the stream, I promise to show you some of the work I'm doing for that. Okay? Okay. Not too much longer. We're just going to do basic gist. Probably not going to fill out all the extremes here. Just give you a basic idea of what they do. You know what I mean? Versus, you know how they draw it and they're just like, oh, this is how you draw Beast Boy from Teen Titans Go. Line, 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 line. You try and do it yourself and like, what the fuck did he do? Sorry, I swore again. And so where is this arm? It is coming forward a bit, but the elbow is still back, so that it would be behind the back like so. Because she's letting it do it limply, like so. Like, let me show you with this arm. Like so, a limp. Like that. Drags behind her as she goes. There we are. And so the arm would be coming down thusly, completely. There we are. Connect the lines. There we are. Okay. Save. Let us see how we are doing. I have not reestablished that, so let me see here. What frames to show? So frame 1 to show the end of the project. This frame, end time. Okay, save. Always save. Concentrating. Yeah, not too shabby considering I'm talking the whole time. Yep. And so let's go back to the first frame. Count in 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So right here, let's have her be leaning forward a little bit on her way to begin walking. There we go. She's dragging her face a little bit like that. Raising her head up. She's like here and she's like, leaning into it. Like, leaning into it. Like that. So that means her shoulder should be coming forward. She's in that position, so she would be moving her leg that is not supporting her, which means her leg right here is supporting her. So she's free to move this leg much easier. So this shoulder is coming forward like so. This one stays about the same place, just a little bit forward to match it. There we go. There we are. Okay. Establish her buttocks. And then let's do another contact. So she's coming forward. She's putting her leg up and then down here, sort of a crissy-crossy way. And so... No, wait. I'm tricking myself. Break down the leg. Put her hand up here. Her ankle there. Establish that she's bending her leg. Like so. And there we are. Not too much because her body didn't move down much. There we go. So establish the foot here is the same place. There we are. So let's do that. There we go. Save. How's the chat? I am intrigued. I'm interested. I am also interested, say MLP fan. Did you say something about the show on Twitter? Yes, I did, MLP fan. Yes, I did. I will show you in a moment. We're just doing basic gisting right here. So her hip is moving forward. The perspective is changing because she is moving her arm, and you're seeing it side on more now. There we go, like that. It's the first time I've ever described all this out loud. So, yeah, loose connection between my brain and my mouth. As you all know from my Let's Plays. When do I say things clunkily in my Let's Plays ever? Always. This way. And so her hand, she's still doing that little motion right there. Her hand is on the way down. So maybe right about here, still right in front of her, like that. Like that. It's on her way down. Show that it's on her way down with the movement of the elbow right here, like so. There we go. Maybe a little higher up. There we go. There we go. I'm done. There we are. There we are. There, more consistent with the next frame. There we go. So, I was thinking... There we are. Comes right up to the camera, turns, walks away from the camera. There we go. What are you guys saying now? There we go. Oh, think. How to proceed. We need this frame. Okay. This frame. It is this keyframe right here. Right there. That's slightly off from the thing. So let me see here. So 1 and then 2. 1, 2 right there. Oh, stupid. Stupid. I counted the wrong keyframe. Up here, that's a keyframe you're going for. So, 1, 2, there we go. It's going to be right there. It's going to be right there. There we go. No, select the right frame, anime freak. Just do that. Just select the right frame. Start with the head in this instance. There we go. So she's moving that shoulder up so far. Previous frame. See the previous frame. Oh. Must be larger. Just expandalize. Expandalize, he said in a very creepy fashion. There we go. A little less frames to be seen there. Alright. So in between that, like so, with our extremes, there we are. This shoulder to this shoulder. This shoulder is nowhere near fucking large enough. He said, swearing again. I apologize. There we go. Follow an arc like so. And then the shoulder is going closer like so. Have it closer to the green there. It's called animating on bias. When you choose one frame to favor, like drawing towards, you don't want to have exactly even framing. If you look really close at a lot of Has-Been Hotel, you'll see that slight kind of judder. You know, sort of like that in the movement of the characters. That's because there's a bit more even framing. There's not as much bias going on right there. That's my observations from freeze framing and going frame to frame to frame to frame. That is my observation in that. So I could be wrong. So I don't know. There we go. How many frames would you tend to use? Well, let me put it this way. Some of you have left. I would use 24 frames per... Let me show you my... let me talk about my Alistair animation. That... What was it? 18 seconds? Something around... No, 30 seconds, I believe, at most. Of actual animation? Oh, I can't remember. Let's call it 20 for the sake of argument. That was 283 frames for just a few seconds. Like that. Not even a minute. That puts things into perspective a little bit, I imagine. There we go. Okay, here we go. So we're all still here. Let's see here. The hand needs to be here, because the hand is moving closer to the camera first before the shoulder. So about here. A little tiny, minusculely bit smaller. Like so. There we go. The hand would be going the arm right here, down like that. Then the actual arm itself right there. These are part of the shoulder. There we go. Okay. Still there? Okay. Let's see here. Her head should be straight on, looking directly at us at this point. There we go. So I was think with the TH sound. This will be the TH sound right here. I should be writing that down on the frame itself, but I am not, because I don't plan on fleshing this out fully. This is just a para ejemplo. Sorry, my Spanish is bad nowadays. So there we go. So what do you all think? Let me up this to the actual frame rate I tend to default to, which is 12 frames per second, and show you that. What do you all think? Not bad, considering I did this for just over an hour. Yeah, not bad for just over an hour, I think. So, like I promised, let me show you guys some stuff. It is going to be a really short stream. Open. Okay, I tell you what. You promised not to look, and I'll show you this. Here we go. This is for the ape character in my show. This is a totally different thing, but here we are. You guys ready? This is an animation I'm working on. This is just a character test. You guys watching? Yes, nice. They all say, yeah, awesome, and praise. Here we go. All right, guys, ready to see this? Here we go. Now, see, this is what I can do when I'm not talking out loud, when I'm really, really focusing. It's not quite as nice as I would like. There's a lot of work to be done. It is just a skeleton. You see what I've done there? The weight, the mass, the movement of the hand. It's a bit too even. The movement of the hand when he raises up to look inside his hand right there. What he's supposed to be doing is seeing a butterfly fly past his face, sees it, leaps up after it, grabs it out of the air. That's where his hand stops. Right there. And then it goes down to the ground. He has the butterfly in his hand. He's going to reach inside, but as he opens his hand, the butterfly flies out, and it flies away. And you follow the butterfly's progress, and you have like a title card or something like that. There we go. So that's basically that. And that character is, spoilers, this. That is that character right there. What do y'all think of that, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Back into this. Let me close this out. There we are, back to our original project. There we are. What do you all think, huh? Sunflower Zero, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Give me some feedback here. They're all silent. In my own opinion, the animation is so fluid. Thank you, Sunflower Zero. Thank you so much. I'm not that good of an artist, so I have to compensate with my drawing, my animation, like that. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for all you've taught us. Thank you so much. And this doing all that work is why I've been gone for so long. By the way, who here has seen my Alistair animation? My Has-Been Hotel fan animation. The fan bumper, as it were. Real fast. That's some good stuff right there, Sonic MLP fan. Oh, thank you so much. I hope my show will be ready someday. I'm aiming for 2022. That is when I hope to have everything ready to present as a proposal. You know what I mean? Like some rough animation. That way I can start a Patreon, get some funding, maybe hire some temporary voices. That sort of thing. Maybe someday that'll happen for me. I'm all by myself. Has-Been Hotel has like 50 people behind it now. And I'm like, how, when, why, where, who? And I feel like getting left behind just a little bit. Then again, it's all right. Calm down. Calm down. I got a full-time job too. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Where am I? I got cats in the next room waiting, going, Daddy better get our fucking dinner real fast. I'm sorry, I swore again. Been trying to cut down on that. So real fast, before we go, ladies and gentlemen, what all did we learn today? What did we learn? We learned that animation is way more involved than I think most people anticipate. I certainly did. We learned our 2 steps to getting a good animation. 1. Oh, Sunflower Zero. It looks very good, especially it looks like the animation got closer. Oh, you mean the perspective. Perspective-wise, yes. But the reason I did that is I sat down and watched every single little bit of Has-Been Hotel that I could find. And I made a list of everything that was not being done and cross-checking it with this book. And so I'm picking out like, okay, so this kind of little thing, this isn't being done, that isn't done. Oh, so tweak it like that, like that. That way I hopefully can stand out and not tempt myself into just copying that. Because I really am excited for Has-Been Hotel, but like, just trying not to copy it. Do something totally different. Do what people aren't doing. That sort of thing. So anyway, go over our first step. This book, The Animator's Survival Kit. That is step 1. Step 2, life drawing. Draw real life. That is something that is absolutely invaluable. That is something that will save your fucking ass someday. Sorry, I swore again. That will save your ass someday. It really, really will. Because, I'm going to take my glove off now. Hang on. Ow. There we go. Oh. Your hand will sweat. There we go. In that glove. So let me see here. Yeah. Make sure I got that right. Tex Avery. He's the guy who did the Coyote extreme takes with the big eyes and all that stuff like ah! That we think of in cartoons, that sort of thing. He did that because, I'm paraphrasing, he didn't give up on doing really great drawings. It was just sort of, he recognized in himself that he couldn't do that, and so he created a formulaic style to get the work done without having to worry as much about realism. I think that's a fair way of saying that. Oh, can you tell us what program you use to animate? Krita. Krita. It is free. 100% free unless you buy the paid version, which you don't have to do. Just make sure that you have a computer that can run it. Just check the specs versus what you have on your computer. And so anyway, and at the end of his career, Tex Avery said that he ran out of ideas because the stylization, he'd gotten so used to it that he couldn't do anything else, and he took that particular way of doing things as far as he could. And so that's sort of an animation trap, as it were. Richard Williams says to avoid that, you have to be able to draw real life. You have to know what you're pulling away from in order to do anything. I hope I'm explaining that right. Sunflower Zero. I used to have Critter, but then I changed to another app. I think I'm a re-download it for animations if I get more into it. Sunflower Zero. And practice more. Practice. I recommend practicing drawing life poses. I have right here, I don't know if you can see that, but I have a mirror right here. That's what I do. It's a great big mirror right in front of me, and so I can see myself as I draw on the screen. I have the drawing tablet right here, mirror right here, book right here. So I have the 3 things right here. Also, think of things in shapes. That's something I learned when I took basic drawing. Think of things as shapes. Like if you see something, try and reassociate it. Like you do a composition. Like, let me use this. See George the elephant right here? Think about this. Think of an elephant's shape. You have this sort of hose nose right there. You have the big circle for the ears. And wait. Hang on. Let me get a glove on again. I'll demonstrate. I'll just draw it. I'm trying to reference it with a tiny, tiny little elephant. Hang on. Here we go. Hang on, guys. I'll just use an empty frame and turn off the onion skin as well as chart layer. So let's draw the elephant real fast. So let's see here. Establish the head. establish the tip of the trunk, the ears. See here, the body. Right down, very proud-chested elephant right there. Back here, his buttocks, as it were. His leg, his other leg, come here. This is not a position an elephant could get into in real life, but this is just really, really fast. There we go. There we are. Head all the way back. Very thick necks elephants have. Very thick necks. Almost no neck at all, if you will. Here we are. So like that. Elephants do not have, they have completely round bottoms to their heels almost. Like that. And there we go. Establish the movement of the trunk. There we are. Bigger ears. There we are. Now you see how I'm constructing this real fast, so fastly? This is what I'm doing. I'm doing a rough pass by thinking of it all as shapes. This is not a realistic elephant. This is a cartoon Dumbo. There we go. There we go. Think of the lines right there. Tail that swishes. Right here. Little ball in the tail to represent the fluffing. So his other leg back here. It looks more like a horse, actually. I'm used to drawing horses. I did a commission for someone a while back for horses, and I got into that motion when I do the four-legged animal. There we go. There we are. There we are. There we go. That's more like it. There we are. See what I mean? It's all a bunch of shapes, a different sketch, giving the overall flick of the character right there. So now what we need to do is erase that. So just grab that, bigot, and remove. There we go. Turn everything back on so we know what we were doing. And there we go. Let's save that. Go back to the comments right there. Art class. Oh. Sunflower Zero. This got serious. Well, more serious. Art class with Anime Freak. She says Sunflower Zero and MLP fan expectedly. Yeah. Sunflower Zero. And art class with Anime Freak indeed. Elephant horse. The elephant horse. What would you call an elephant horse? An horse? No. Elephant horse. Ella horse. Yes. Helephant. It's a helephant. No, that sounds like a demon creature. Or if it's evil, it's a helephant. There we are. This has been fun. So tell me, guys, would you enjoy seeing more of these sort of art streams in the future? Like this? Maybe instead of doing animation, I just do straight up life drawing? Like have a reference photo to draw from? Let me know. Laughing my ass off, a helephant XD says Sunflower. There we are. Aww. It made people happy. So let me know what you would think of more drawing streams. Like maybe a life drawing stream. What would you think? So QUICK-AMATION, good idea, bad idea? Let me know. I'm letting you dictate the future of the channel here. Don't waste that opportunity. Let that, oh, there's a lag. That's why. There we are. Yes, says Sunflower Zero. Definitely, mate. I learned a lot. Good idea. Okay. So what day is it? It is, well, it's the 4th of July coming up. There's going to be a lot of busyness going on. I'm off, today's Monday. Tuesday. I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, so maybe Wednesday, Thursday night. I'll announce on Twitter before I go live. It'll probably be around midnight, like tonight. That way everyone can get up with it. So I'll try and keep them short, like an hour long. Let's have QUICK-AMATION be about drawing and doing things quickly, just getting a gist over it. You know what I mean? How's that sound? Good idea, says Sunflower Zero. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the time being, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me. If you like what you saw, hit the like button to let me know about it. And if you really like what you saw, hit that subscribe button to let me know what you think. Hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss a thing. I forgot my own outro. I'm all scatterbrained right now. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everything you give me. And if you have any further questions, let me know in the comments of this archive later on. Like if you need a reminding of what book to get, what my other tips were, what specifically what programs I was using, what other stuff I use. If you have questions about my setup, how I'm getting this lighting, let me know in the comments and I will answer that. I am not afraid to answer that. I think me not being as popular as some of the really big YouTubers is a little bit of a blessing in disguise because I actually get to read comments. You know what I mean? Instead of like you have a trillion comments going by at once, I can actually see and hear what you guys are saying. So, good night, Anime Freak. Good night, Sunflower Zero. You'll have a very nice night, and I shall see you next time on QUICK-AMATION, a amateur's guide to drawn performance. You'll have a very nice night.